Welcome or welcome back to the Half Caff podcast. My name is Amy. This is episode 22, I think. And we're going to talk about knit and crochet. I always have to check to make sure I have some of both. It's mostly knit today, I think. It's been a minute, so I'm not going to be able to tell you everything that I made. I had some good fairs this season, and that was fun. So I sold many things, both old and new. So I'll just show you some of the little highlights. I think last time I saw you, it was the summer, right? And I meant to record in like September as fall happened, but as fall typically does, it just brings a lot of busyness, and I'm not even in school, and I don't even have children in school, so I don't know what it is. But anyway, today's mug is another one from my cousin's daughter. I'll put her information on the screen, but her name is Audrey, and she makes gorgeous mugs. And I had to get this one because it's basically like the Aurora Borealis over the starry sky and mountains and everything. It's amazing. So I don't think I've shown this one before. Very tasty. I'm having my usual mocha out of that mug. So I'm sitting here in the yarn shop that I work at, hence all the yarny goodness in back of me. I hope it's not too distracting. What have you been up to this last 5 months, 3 or 5 months, however long it's been? I guess I've been up to plenty too. I had a great little kind of family reunion with my husband's family. We went to Lake Tahoe, did a lot of knitting. That was really great. September got really busy. I don't even know why. I don't have children in school, and I'm not in school. But I guess the fall just brings a lot of busyness, a lot of work in the yarn shop, which is fun. I just finished teaching a steeking class. That was really cool. It's got me in the mood to steek again. So I think maybe there's a cardigan in my future, but we'll see. Anyway, what else have I been up to? Oh my gosh. So you may know Volenvine. I don't know if I've talked about this before. I don't think so. It's been pretty recent. You may know Volenvine on YouTube. I love her content. And she recently, a couple months ago, I can't remember when, came out with a tutorial about how she does her project bags. And I've been in the market for a really big project bag, which I actually did find accidentally, and I will even show it to you. But I was thinking I was going to get some from Fat Squirrel, and I'd still love to do that. Also a podcaster who's just hilarious and adorable, Amy Beth. I was going to get one from her, and then I saw this tutorial, and I thought, okay, well, in the meantime, I think maybe I could do that. I mean, I'm not a big sewer. Sewing machines tend to scare me. I've become accustomed to, a straight stitch, and I've, out of painful necessity, sometimes had to learn how to fix the bobbin and wind a new one and that kind of thing. But over the years, it just still hasn't gotten much better. Not that I've done a whole lot of practice. There's not a lot of love. But I thought, I really feel like I could do this. I just kind of want to try it. And I did. And I made my first one. I don't think I've brought that one here. Maybe I'll put in a picture. And it was not too bad. And it was like shockingly fun. So I went completely nuts, and I've been sewing a lot of bags the past couple of months. So I'll show you some that I have here, but I've probably made 40. It's crazy. And I've still had time to knit and crochet. So I don't know how, but maybe that's why it got busy. So I sold a few of them in the yarn shop and at fairs and things, and I've given a few to my daughter, who has also started crocheting and is doing it not quite as much as me, but a lot. She's working on her first baby sweater right now. So lots of cool, fun stuff. I want to get right into finished objects now, but first I want to tell you I am wearing some knit. So I haven't made a lot for me that I can wear that's new. But I do have, actually, I have some crochet. This has been crocheted by a woman I know named Mandy from Moonstone Designs, and she does micro crochet, something I can't predict I'd ever want to do because, oh my word, but it's really gorgeous. So I thought I would wear that today as an homage to something handmade, even if I didn't make it. Otherwise, I'm wearing my uniform, black tank or black t-shirt, v-neck t-shirt, and jeans, because that's just what I do. Okay, anyway, so let's get started. So the first finished object is a pair of socks. I mean, they both look pretty identical. I did that on purpose. This is Crazy Sock Lady's vanilla sock pattern, but it's the DK version. And this is using Tiny Human Knits self-striping DK. I mean, all her stuff is self-striping, but it's her DK base. I don't remember what that is. This is actually an homage to Taylor Swift's 1989 album cover, if I'm correct. Sorry, I'm going to have to focus there. There we go. I like Taylor Swift's music, but I'm not a huge Swiftie, so I don't know a lot about it. However, I do know a Swiftie, a mega Swiftie. And so these are a surprise for her. Don't worry, she's not watching. Not many of you are, but I love each and every one of you. So I just thought the colorway was so pretty. And I thought that would be a fun surprise. I also bought some of her Carols in the Snow again. So I have 2 of those sock sets waiting to be finished. But I highly recommend Tiny Human Knits yarn. Her self-striping is beautiful. She has so many cool themes and colorways. Her updates sell out pretty quickly, I think. And, I've already blocked these. I wasn't going to, but I wanted to kind of test to make sure that they were color fast, and they are. No issues. So, pair of socks. I wasn't even going to finish these very soon because I have a lot of Christmas knits going on right now, which I will show you. And they're, big ones. So I thought, well, I'll get to this. And then I just happened that I started on it because it came and I was excited. And then it happened that I forget why, but that was the only project I had handy. And then I just went crazy, which is weird because I don't, as much as I want to, I just don't end up liking socks. They just feel like they take forever. And I'm always concerned about the exact fit, not just because of the length, but like, what about the ankle? And what about this? I don't know. I'm sure I overthink it, as I do many things. But I think I can get into DK socks, and I certainly can get into chunky socks, like chunky house socks. I've shown you some of those before, I'm sure. So DK, I think, is the way to go for me. It's relatively fast. Still a pair of socks. I don't know if the person I'm gifting these to will wear them in shoes or just on her feet around the house, but there you go. First finished object. I will say, actually, that I ended up casting on 44, which is kind of in between 2 sizes, because this person has very delicate, dainty feet. And so I thought, I want to give her enough stretch, but I don't want it to be too big. So I ended up casting on 44 stitches, and I used the Tilly Buddy cast on, which I almost always do. It's nice and stretchy, and you cast on 2 at a time, which is awesome. So I haven't done a long tail cast on in quite a long time. What else? I used a US 3 for these. I thought maybe I would go down a little bit, but I tried that and it was definitely too dense. So US 3, which is recommended in the pattern, so it was perfect. Okay, a couple of little post-Halloween things, if you will, because I made this adorable little crow who looks like he's stoned, but he is so cute. I made him in like an hour, maybe, because he's so fast. And this is the Halloween Crow by Heather Leigh Clark. And I just kind of made this cute little thing for the shop. So I just used what was spare. So this is Berroco's Remix, which is a worsted. They have a light version as well. and then just little amigurumi eyes. I don't remember if this is remix, but again, it was just kind of a scrap. How cute is he? She also has a little skull too that I really like the styling of, so I might do that sometime. But I haven't done amigurumi. I mean, I've done it here and there, but not very much. I usually make really tiny little guys, like tiny little owls and stuff. So this is kind of the most, I wouldn't say he's complex, but involved with all the sewing. And I still went, oh, okay. My amigurumi days are temporarily behind me, probably. Anyway, Halloween crow. Now, I'm not sure if I showed you this next finished object, but I have been talking about it for years. Probably in the podcast. Probably more than once. So I hope I didn't show this to you already. I don't think I did because I finished it, I believe in October. But I might have shown working on it. So this is my version of a Freddy sweater. It's not distressed. It probably should be. This is like 12 to 24 months. So I used, let's see. I'm on the wrong page of notes. This is, okay, so let me tell you the pattern first. This is the Little Pixels pullover, and that is by Jennifer Beaumont. I've made that before when I made Coraline. And funny enough, I also did my own thing with that. So I actually, I'll put a picture in here. The Little Pixels pullover is like this really cool, I mean, kind of a gradient, I guess you could call kind of effect. And it's charted and it's a really great, I think it's charted. It's a really great and kind of intricate design. But I just ended up coming across it because I wanted to make a sweater and I just needed a basic sweater pattern that I could add stripes into when I made the Coraline sweater. Put a picture in of that as well right there. So I ended up striping that one as well. And now here I am using the Little Pixels pullover, the kids version, to do this as well. And the reason why I ended up doing that is because I wanted to find a kid's sweater that had like the right kind of collar and shaping, that had a look of like sewn in, like set in sleeves. Because I wanted to mimic the Freddy sweater, and the Freddy sweater isn't a raglan sweater, you know, or anything like that. So it just ended up that worked out. So I've had this yarn forever. This is actually deep stash from way back. It was Caron Simply Soft. The red is, I think it's just red. And, the green is, what is it? Universal Yarn Deluxe Worsted in the forest color. I got this yarn, as I said, many years ago and intended to make an adult sweater, and started on that and made several false starts, pulled it out, lost some of the yarn because I forgot that I probably used the Caron in something else. And just, it's been kind of a saga. I started another toddler sweater that didn't work out, and I can't even remember why at this point, but I've probably told you before. Thanks for listening. So here it finally happened. It's the final version, and good riddance. It's adorable. I'll probably sell it to somebody next Halloween. I didn't really like Instagram it up and stuff, so it just kind of hung out at my fairs and didn't get sold, but it will someday, and someone will make an adorable little Freddy. I might try to put another picture in here because I actually also made a Freddy amigurumi. I think that was by Blue Rabbit Toys, but I'm not sure. I will correct myself if that's not the case. And I can't find him, so maybe I sold him? I don't think so, but I can't find him. Anyway, he was fun as well. So I've been doing a little bit of amigurumi, but mostly garments these days. Next, I don't even remember if I ever showed you this, but I think I did as a whip. So it is finished now. This is the Fee Fi Fo Fum, Fee or Fi pullover. I love that. It is by Kristin Drysdale. And I use Gilliatt Rerum Natura in the colors Argile and Amarante. I can't remember what the green is. It was just, it's not for it. It's something bluer than that, like a blue-green. Putting this green in was kind of an impulse, but people seemed to like it because I was going back and forth. Also, this pattern usually doesn't have this color blocking thing going on. But I did that because, I don't know if you remember, but it was a while back, March. I ended up going on a trip to Bainbridge Island, and I went to La Mercerie to buy some awesome yarn to make it'll come to me, Jennifer Steingass. Come on. Jennifer Steingass sweater. Wintersall. Yay, I remembered. And I am working on that, but I haven't touched it for a while, so I'm not going to show it today. But I ended up getting some of this yarn when I also got the other. I went back and I got some blues and yellow instead. So I had a couple of, I don't even remember how many, but not many, probably 2 of the dark and 1 of the light color, something like that. Yeah. So I thought, well, I'd like to make a sweater with this, but obviously I don't have enough to make a full size. So I'm just going to make this and it'll fit whoever it fits. I'll sell it at a fair or whatever. So it is done. And I really like this pattern. I would love to make it again, purposefully, maybe for someone I know or to fit when I've planned the yarn. But this was honestly to use up yarn that I didn't have a different use for. So pretty cool. I also made it, I can't remember if it's short sleeve or not. I think it is, but you can make it long sleeve, of course. And I made it short just to make sure that I had enough yarn, and also because I'm lazy. So short sleeves it is. What's next? So now one of my faves, I've tied them together because I had them at a fair. And somehow they didn't get sold. I'm surprised. But these are, because these are really pretty. I would absolutely make these again. These are the Urban Aran mitts. The pattern's really nice. I just kept making dumb mistakes. Like, they were my own dumb mistakes, you know, when you just feel like you should get this, but you keep messing up. So these are the Urban Aran mitts. They are out of Aran weight yarn. This is, oh gosh, a yarn I love and would absolutely use again. Lang Yarns Yak, in the color 1103, I think. I used a size, I made a size 2. There's like 3 sizes in the pattern. They're called Urban Aran Mitts by Robbie Laughlin. And there's 3 sizes. They just look, you know, pretty standard on the back. I don't think I made any modifications. It's been a while since I made these, but yeah, absolutely love these. Really interesting to make, but not too complex. That cable kind of moves across, you know, on its own. You just follow the chart. It's fully charted. And then you've got seed stitch on one side and stockinette on the other. Really cool. In this gorgeous, like, caramely mustard color. It reads more, it's very yellow-brown. Probably reads more brown in person. It's looking fairly correct color on the screen. We actually, one of the things that people really love about the store is that it's got great light. It's comfortably bright, and people love to knit here because they can see all the colors. So I think I'm getting good color representation on that. Okay, a couple more finished objects, because it's been a little while. So this is just something I wanted to show because it was sort of fun. So I have this idea that I want to take like nice thrifted items and add some kind of crochet to them. And so there's a little bit of a learning curve in doing that. As I said, I don't sew. I've started to make bags, but I don't sew garments. I don't really have a head for understanding the construction of garments. Yes, knitting and crochet has helped a lot as far as reading patterns and stuff, but it just takes me a long time when it's a three-dimensional thing that I have to envision. So in understanding smart ways to like deconstruct a garment in a certain place to add a crochet panel or whatever I'd want to do, I'll definitely have a learning curve. But I'd love to like just embroider on, thrifted jeans or on a sweatshirt or whatever. Or, well, in this case, what I did was I took a sweatshirt and I added a granny square panel to the bottom. And this is in fingering weight cotton. It is something we have in the store. I wonder if you can see it. Yeah, it's just behind me. It's that right there. Which is it Huasco cotton? It's just white. I made this granny square is, it's out of this book, Granny Square Flare. And all the examples, are mostly just like kind of white, like white, or creamy samples. Each square is on a different page, and then it's got it charted and it's got it written. It's really a nice book. So I used the Solomon one. I do think you can find it separately too, on Ravelry, maybe. But yeah, that's the one I used was Solomon, and I just made a number of squares. And it was harder than it should be to get these squares lined up nice at the right height and width and everything to fit the sweatshirt. I think that's probably user challenge. But yeah, I really like how that turned out. And there was a lace panel that I actually cut off that's like more like this lace inside that I didn't as much care for. It kind of looks like old curtain lace. So that's just a little thing that I did. So I've got another sweatshirt that I want to do something similar to, and I think a couple of other pairs that I want to like replace the sleeves with, but that takes more braining, and so I'm not going real fast with that, but it's kind of a cool thing that I'd like to do now and then. I want to show you a little acquisition because the next two finished objects, they're kind of thematically tied in with that acquisition. So, first of all, I don't know if you've seen this book. So this just came out a couple of weeks ago at the time of filming. It has a ton of different patterns. It's the Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, the official knitting guide to Halloween Town and Christmas Town. It's adorable. It's pretty thick, as you can see, fairly packed. I made that cute little ornament from it. This is just out of some scrap yarn that I had. And I haven't put a hanger on it. I didn't okay, back up. First of all, it's done in the round, and that's lovely. And normally I would prefer that, but I do not want to cast on 4 stitches on 3 DPNs or whatever. So no thanks. So I ended up actually doing it flat, and just converting it to back and forth knitting instead of, in the round knitting, which bit me in the butt a couple times, but I managed. Anyway, so I did this flat, so I ended up seaming it right there. I don't know if you can see that. I didn't do it with loving care. It was kind of just a casual, quick project, but it's fun. It's really fun to toss. And I've dropped it several times because it's really fun to toss. But anyway, yeah, made the little ball. So it's kind of a pain to make something that little in the round, which is why I did it, which is why I converted it. But I think you can probably do it. I may do some more. We'll see. But they've got a ton of different patterns in here. And as you can see, there's a glove right there. And I am lazy and I only made one because it was a store sample, so I could get away with it. But there it is. Look at that. Ta-da! It's really long. There's the back, or the inside. So, I put it on. It is the left hand. But you can see, I mean, it goes halfway down my arm. But it's pretty cool. This is not blocked, so it kind of looks like puckery and stuff. I've gone more to the side of not wanting to catch my floats. I think sometimes that you really need to, because it's just so long that even if you can make it loose, it's so loose that the tension is still questionable. But I just get too much puckering, even if you just catch it really lightly and gently. I know there are some methods to work around that, like the jacquard ladder back, is that what it's called, method, which basically you kind of make like you kind of end up doing your color work as like sort of an inner netting. I have looked into that and I've tentatively tried it, but I haven't like fully actually done a project like that. Anyway, enough babble, but there's so cute. So, this took forever because it's fingering weight. This yarn is, Darnie, D-A-R-N-I-E, yarn. And it's in the gray and the white. I didn't properly write it down because I came in the store and suddenly was like, oh yeah, I did that too. So I should show you, but super cool. I love this design, how Boogie comes right into the spiral. That's ingenious. And of course the striping in honor of Jack. Absolutely. So definitely recommend this book. And I am going to make more things in this book because it's one of my acquisitions. I got a Sally kit. You can see that. So this was made with this in mind, and so it's probably for the shawl, but there are some colorwork socks in here too that I may do instead. I don't know, again, colorwork socks I haven't done before, and it's pretty tedious, right? Some people are totally down and that's their jam, but for me, I'm with the fatter yarns, so the DK socks and all of that, right? So I may just let me just show you this picture without. The socks look really intense with all the charting and stuff, but how cute are those? So I think I'd prefer to make the socks, but I'd want them in like DK and do house socks and stuff. And this is a fingering weight kit. And there's plenty of it because it's, I think it's intended for the shawl. So let me show you the shawl. Yeah, it is Sally's dress wrap. But that's what I think I'll make with it. Possibly not soon. We'll see, because I've got a lot of Christmas stuff involved. But if you want to see that again, that's the little kit. I got it from a shop in Texas. And I love it. The teal color is "You Poisoned Me for the Last Time." Perfect. So definitely going to cast that on in the future, but I don't know when, as I said, because I've got a lot of Christmas things going on. However, I'm making really good pace with those, so we'll see. So speaking of which, let's move on to whips. Now, I have many whips, as we've discussed, but I've only got 3 that are in like heavy rotation right now, so I'm just going to show you those 3. The first one is it's my little Snoopy bag. I did not make this. I forget who did. If I remember, I will put it on the screen. I'm a major Snoopy fan, and my boss is too. It's so fun. So this one is a sample that I'm making for the store. Essentially, I made the first one and I showed you it. It's the Oxford Boyfriend cardigan. So I decided to do one again. It's in super duper chunky Ushia yarn by Mirasol. And these are in, what colorway is this? I don't remember. Dark blue and white and whitey cream. Does that tell you much? But I love the Ushia yarn, especially when it blocks. It's just super like bouncy and soft. Lots of nice drape. But this one, so this is the Oxford Boyfriend cardigan by Alexandra Tivell. And I'm making the extra large size again. But when I made it before, I showed you there was a cream version. I'll see if I can find a picture and put it here. There was a cream version with like a caramely brown. This time I'm making it more like the picture. And that one I made a lot of different changes. I shortened it. and I added a button. So essentially it was more like a cropped kind of look. So this I am actually doing the full size. This is the back panel. And I'm doing the stripes exactly as she said, although I ended up making them each one shorter because I just goofed. So these are 7 rows instead of 8. But essentially I'm following her striping pattern. I'm even doing the colors. I don't think this is the yarn she recommends, but I'm doing the colors as she did because I quite like it. It's what drew me to the pattern. So I'm about halfway through one of the front panels. So this isn't a Christmas thing. It's not going to take, I'm just not going to take a priority over the Christmas ones, but it's kind of something I'm working on in between. Especially when I have to be working on something else because my family's in the room. The next one is one that's been on my little bucket list for a while. In fact, it's been on my Make 9 and I'm finally doing it. This is in a bag by me. I love this fabric. It gives me peacock vibes, even though obviously those aren't peacocks, but it's just maybe the blue. I don't know. Anyway, and then the inside, I love to do like totally contrasted insides that are different and kind of a fun surprise. So there's the inside. I've just learned a great way to do an inner pocket. So I think I'll be doing that with my bags. By the way, here's another bag I made. This is one of my favorite fabrics too. This actually reminds me of Wool & Vine because it seems kind of like a lot of the prints that she likes, the William Morris prints. Gives me a little bit of that vibe, but also like Gothic Victorian vibe too. So that one's one of my favorites. And then it's got that inside. I've made, as I said, so many, but I just decided to bring a couple of them. Okay, so as I said, oh, I gotta stop shaking the table. I'm so sorry. Are you all right? As I said, this has been on my Make 9. And I'm finally doing it. So this is the Festive Yoke Pullover by Skein-Deer Knits, Ellie of Skein-Deer Knits. And this is a pattern that's been out for a while. I'm really enjoying the pattern. I feel like it really hits that sweet spot between enough information and very clear, but also condensed, right? So some of these charts aren't from Skein-Deer. Some of them are. The trees are. I've made a couple of modifications. So first of all, these little kind of divider rows, she does 2 different ones that she alternates. This one's from 4 stitches. There's one that has like 5 stitches and they alternate every other one. I just decided to do the 4-stitch one and just make that consistent. So every single like divider row is just that one. You're meant to be able to mix and match the charts. So she's got a layout for you that she has put in the order that you'd want to do it. So you could just follow that big chart all the way up if you wanted. But she's got at least 16 other little mini charts that you can mix and match. So I think this is one of the mix and match charts. There's also a snowman, and that's the one I'm about to do. I don't even know if you can see. Have I started it? I don't even think I've started the snowman yet. But that's the one I'm about to do next, is the snowman chart after this. This is kind of a snow flower, kind of thing. She's from Norway and has a lot of like Norwegian classic designs, which I love. So that's one of those. But the little coffee cups, of course I had to put coffee on it. The hot chocolate, I guess. But the little coffee cups with the hearts and the little steam coming out of it, that is different. That is from, I don't want to cover up my mic, sorry. That is from Pacific Knit Co. She does these decks of cards that are all different, like each card is a little motif that's charted, and they all have themes. So this is from the winter theme deck, and there's cocoa and snowflakes and trees and all that kind of stuff. It's the Pacific Knit Co. She's got a pattern actually that kind of uses all these designs from the different decks. So the one I actually bought, I don't have the deck yet. My yarn shop is going to get them in, and then I will buy them from her. But I don't have the deck yet, but I did get the pattern. It's from Jamie Lomax, and it's called the Winter Skies Doodle Cowl. And she has a lot of the things that she uses in the deck in that cowl. It's a really pretty pattern. I might make that on its own someday, but I bought that so that I could have the charts, so that I could mix and match. So this cup and probably a couple others that I'll end up doing are from that pattern, which is from the deck. So kind of a little bit of Frankensteining there. The yarn I'm using is Stylecraft Special Double Knit, and this is in the colorway. It's 1854. This is the French Navy colorway. And then this is Sarasota DK, and it's just white. So this is for my daughter who wanted an ugly Christmas sweater. Can't quote, but one that's not actually ugly, but just is like covered. So you have the option to do this just as the cowl. And then when you split for the sleeves, which I've literally just barely done, as you can see, you can just knit the rest of it plain if you like, or you can do the full body. And I'm doing the full body. So we're in for it. Really nice short rows in the back, so that this will lay really nice. The yarn feels really soft. I'm really excited about this one. So it's going well. I think I have plenty of time to finish it. And it will finally be kind of a bucket list because it's from my Make 9. I'm hoping to record one more episode before the year's end. Maybe at the beginning of the year instead in 2024. And I'll probably check in with my Make 9 there and see how far I got. So the last whip I want to show you, it's an oldie, but I'm finally working on it. This is in a bag from the festival that I went to this year, the Flock Fiber Festival. It was its first year. It did really well. So they're doing it again. And I'm actually hoping to vend there. Got a little meeting to hear all the details this Sunday. So I'm hoping that I can vend my bags there because I didn't see a lot of that last time, but I think it's going to be really big and really fun. So I hope I get the chance. We'll see. So this bag is so cool. You might still be able to get it, but it's a huge tote bag. As you can see, it's really stiff canvas, so it stands up. You could work out of it if you wanted to. It's got a zipper. Hello. And then an inner pocket, and the canvas is super thick. So it is just really, really well made, and I love this bag. And it's the only thing big enough to hold this beast. This is the Hector cardigan. I've shown it to you before. It is the husband sweater, the sweater I'm making for my husband. And I was concerned about the sleeve length or like the sleeve cuff. So I figured I'd have to rip that out if I wanted to change the cuff because it's made from the cuff up. But I don't think I will. I think I'm going to let it stand as it is, finish the cardigan. And if I want to add length, I'm actually going to like cut off that cast on row and figure something out. So I'm working on the second sleeve now. I'm 40% done with the second sleeve. So there's going to be, that's the sleeve. So there's my cuff down at the bottom. And there's going to be, obviously this isn't blocked because I'm working on it. There's going to be 6 of these, I think, going up. So I've actually finished the third one because I'm about to do no, I'm in the middle of the third one. So 35 or 40% done. I'm going to have to still make the sleeve cap. Obviously, there's still some work to do here, but the majority of it is done. So I've showed you this before. I will show you again. That's the back panel. So much work. I did a majority of this in 2022, but I'm back to it to do the final sleeve and then to block the pieces, sew it all up, do the shawl collar, and pray that it fits. But I was very careful in choosing it when I did. So, and I know I'm hitting gauge. In fact, I just checked again. So this should fit. And so this should be done by the holiday, the winter holidays for my husband. So I'm going to have a sweater for my kid and a sweater for my husband. I'm so excited. So those two things have been taking up most of my knitting time. And the Oxford boyfriend cardigan, you know, when I can't work on the others because they're in the room. So I need a crochet project to alternate with right now because it's all knit all the time, but I haven't figured that out yet. So I'll probably start a crochet something that's just little to be able to do, but we'll see. But I have been really enjoying working on those. And that's all my knitting. I just have one thing to show you, and just because I got it the other day and it's cool, and so I wanted to just kind of give you a little peek-see. So I bought a new needle set, and this is from Knitter's Pride. This is their Mindful collection. I love the aesthetic of this. I know a lot of you do. And this is the Gratitude set. This is the Gratitude 5-inch set, and it's the complete set. So I want to just show you how it comes. So this is the case. How cool is that? I didn't realize it was so big. I thought it was going to be like more like that, but it's quite big, which makes sense now because, you know, when you see it. But the case is really neat. Let me show it to you open my little knitting taco here. Isn't that cool? So there's the needles. You can see I already am starting to use it. I think that's the 8 that I'm using right now. This set is huge though. It's from 2 to 17, size US 2 to US 17. So it's a really great set. I'm probably not the one to give you like the complete review of their, you know, their material content and everything. I would recommend though, I think it's, I'll put it here if I'm wrong, Nimble Needles. He's got a review, of these. I actually read his blog. I know that he does videos as well, a lot of videos. But I read his blog too about what he recommended. And so after piecing like all the pieces together, he compares needle sets. He compares needle sets within the brand, compares brands together. He's done a great deal of research. I decided that this one was actually the best for me to get a new set. So there's that. It comes with this, which fits inside of it. And this is just packed. Show you that, and I'll show you this little inner pocket too. So that's got tons of stuff. So there's tons of needles and different types of stitch markers like split ring and regular, all the keys and everything in there. It comes with that. So needle gauge. And then it comes with 2 different sets of cords. So there's their swivel cord and then their regular. And these cords, like the Chiaogu, don't have memory, so they are much nicer to work with. But they're still compatible with like my Dreams set. So I can use those for it. So I have really, really enjoyed this set. I just got it a couple of days ago, but I've been using it. I'm using them on the Hector cardigan. So that's the needles that I'm using for that one. And I really enjoyed that. So can confirm they're great. Anyway, I think that about does it. So I'm just going to say, see you next time. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope you have a great holiday season. Bye.